Alright, so I'm going to do another vid, and there is an urgency this time to really get the understanding, because I have never seen an opportunity like this in all my years. I got my confidence by becoming non-confident, because confidence is just context that convinces you of reality, and that is a con on yourself. So if you want to actually dive deep into whatever thing you're doing, you have to actually be as unconfident as you can possibly be, and realize that whatever perception you're getting is not the final perception. There's always going to be further and further and further and further. And what happens is people stop and they teach. So I am very good at golf, very good at poker, very good at trading, very good at understanding crypto. These things are things that sharing for free doesn't benefit me at all. And as the most unconfident person in the world, and the most unconfident person I know, I am so eye-openly seeing what I think is about to play out that I have to share it. I have to share it. And how it hits your receiving brain or other people's receiving brains, it does matter to me, because I want you to see what I see, because I can't not see it. And I'm going to go through it quickly. And if you ever have a question for me, just message me. Directly private message me, and it will be private. There will be no sharing of anything. If you want help with something, just ask. I'm available. I'm not doing anything except practicing golf and playing cards and hanging out. Anyway, so let's get into where I think, by process of reduction with all assets, not just crypto, where is the safest place for your money? Obviously, cash is not a safe place for your money, and we're all seeing that firsthand, because they doubled the money supply in 2 years, essentially. The purchasing power of the US dollar is just deteriorating into nothingness. So everybody has to find a safe haven place to put their money. Okay, well, do you want to hold your money in your own hands? Do you want someone else to hold your money? Do you want to determine what money is first? Like, these are the grown-up things that need to be done. Like, can we avoid the digital realm? Could we avoid the internet? Can we avoid where it's all headed? Or can we fall into alignment with it and stop being lazy? Because real thinking is destructive. Real thinking is skeptical. You have to be skeptical, you have to be destructive, and you have to remove the filters that were indoctrinated within us. All of us got indoctrinated, and all of that is not even reality anymore. It's not even close to reality. What they made us wake up at 7 in the morning to show up at a school and teach us how life isn't. And did they ever talk about death? Did they ever talk about the facts of life? Did they ever talk about anything that actually fucking matters? No, they didn't. I fell asleep all through school, so I don't really know what they talked about. I just know it's indoctrination, and it wasn't healthy, and by falling asleep in class, all of that turned into a lullaby, and I just cheated my way through class. And I'm glad I did, because I got to dream, because dreaming is what it's all about. Imagination. When they indoctrinate your brain with context, you lose all imagination. And my head was just flooded with context from poker, of all things, and I indoctrinated myself on how to play the game of poker. But if you can deprogram the indoctrination of the poker, then you can actually use those skills in whatever, sports, whatever, anything, because it's just deductive reasoning. So I want people to preserve their money, and I want their dollars obviously to be going up. So you have to not hold cash. Cash just is not king. But what is safe to buy right now? Everybody's leery to buy anything right now, and I don't blame them because everything is up, 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 right? You have to stop looking at the dollar amount. The dollar amount is irrelevant. The only amount that matters is Bitcoin in comparison, because Bitcoin is outperforming everything and has been for 11, 12 years, and that is the trend. And until that trend changes, you have to hop on the trend. Now, I'm not saying to buy Bitcoin right now. The reason, well, of course, buy Bitcoin always. You want Bitcoin as your base. It all depends how much capital you're working with, but when you use that capital and divide that capital into percentage terms, $1,000 is equal to $1 million is equal to $1 billion, because you can just percentagely do the things you want to do. So if you can get your mind working well, it doesn't matter how much money you have, because it just matters what you're doing with it. And over the course of time, if you make the right decisions, it can become a lot of money. And I want that for people. I want that for everybody. I am not in competition with anybody. I don't do competition. I want everybody doing well. So I really want to share what I have to say on Litecoin, because Litecoin has been absolutely ignored, because everyone is dementedly following this shit. And I'm bringing this shit into the screen right here. I'm going to play for a little bit so you can see, and I'll explain what's happening here. Because CNBC in it of itself is a wonderful indicator on what to start getting out of and getting into. And here's an example. So I'm going to switch it over to the computer audio.
Really smart, says that blockchain's here to stay, but Bitcoin is so energy consuming that there will come a time where something displaces it, just because of just for that fact alone. Is that possible? Do you believe
it's
that?
It's just not true. Bitcoin uses 0.12% of total energy usage. That's less than Christmas lights. We have this myth that it sucks up all this electricity because it uses as much electricity as Denmark. Well, have you ever been to Denmark? There ain't many people there. They don't use a lot of electricity. And so, yeah, listen, Bitcoin does use electricity. More and more of it's coming from green sources. 80% of the Bitcoin we mine is green, and it'll be probably 100% within a year. And so I think this is a story that our industry has to combat because it became kind of bad news, and now it seems to be taken as fact. It's just not true.
So let me ask you this: the volatility. So it was, I don't know, up 66% from the beginning of the year, down 30% from the highs. People love the gains. Most people that bought early are obviously still doing well. People that bought in the mid 60s are not doing as well. Do you expect institutional adoption to lessen the price moves that we see in the volatility? And if so, are the people that buy it because they think?
Okay, so I didn't play the part I wanted to there. I'm going to go back to the part. So if we look at the video right here, you can see there's no Litecoin. They removed Litecoin and replaced it with Solana, because Mike Novogratz, who was so smart and got invested in Bitcoin and talked about Bitcoin was $4,000 or $5,000 on CNBC. Now CNBC's like, okay, we'll just listen to whatever you have to say. But the fact is, he's a greedy thing, and Solana is, next to XRP, is probably the largest scam in crypto. It went from, I don't even have it on my, here you go. This is what this idiot and the other idiot are trying to get you to buy right now. Let me pull this chart up, and you have to understand, they don't care about you. They never cared about you. They just want you to make mistakes with your money so they can get your money. I don't know why that is so hard for people to fucking comprehend. Please comprehend that. They don't care about you, and I'm going to show you. Anybody can read a bar graph. This is a percentage. Solana has failed. It is shut down. It's completely centralized. It is a total joke. It is a total scam. Let's look. Okay, on the date of, oh my god, April 20th, 2020, Solana was $1, $2. Okay, there's an infinite supply of this, by the way. They can change the code. It's centralized. Anything can be changed. Anything can be altered. This is the scam. They want you buying up here at these levels because they got their operating position down here, and then they went on television and talked about this nonsense, complete and utter nonsense. So let's just see. We'll even take it from whatever, $2 to now. 7,691. 76x. Okay? 76x. If you put in $1, you got $76. If you put in 1,000, you got $76,000 just from July 2020. And he's telling you, over Litecoin, he's telling you, this jackass is telling you Solana should be up here on the ticker because it's just doing so well. It's what everyone's talking about. It's blah, blah, blah. It's bullshit. Okay, that is not how it works. That's how they get you to buy the top, get your new money, get your liquidity, get you into a dying asset. Do not buy Solana. Do not buy XRP. I don't know why you'd waste your time with Dogecoin. Ethereum already pumped just like Solana. All of that crap is crap. You got Bitcoin and you got Litecoin. Those two things operate the same. Litecoin is 10 years old. Bitcoin's 12 years old. Litecoin's like the third or the second oldest altcoin. Nobody talks about it because people that played it, I'll pull this chart up now and I'll help you understand this. You have to think of it like a game. It's a game. And it works in percentages. So what happened in 2000, this is similar to what Solana looks like, right? Okay, they pumped Litecoin like they pumped Solana back in the day of 2017. So it went from what? $2, the same deal, right? Okay, well, people listened to Novogratz and all these people come on and say, buy Litecoin, buy Litecoin, buy Litecoin. But they were saying it up here at these high ass levels after it already pumped 100 or 1,000, 10,000%. And then what happened? They dumped it into your buying heads. And then what happened? They reaccumulated it. Then what happened? They dumped it on you again. Reaccumulate, dumped it on you. Huge accumulation. Went up, nicely again. Okay, well, let's see what percentage that went up here. 8x in, because we are on weekly candles. I brought it to the monthly candles. These are the monthly candles. Each candle is a month. It went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in 7 months. It went up 8x. When you think about something that goes up 8x, and the person that bought at the bottom, and they got an 8x return, what are they going to want to do? Do they want to hold it in the asset that went up 8x, or do they want to move it to another asset that is bottoming? If you don't gain attachments to assets, you can actually see them clearly. If you don't believe news articles and you actually dig as deep as you can into the asset you're trying to unravel, you can find the bottom. Like, it's just, you cannot be buying the news ever, 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 ever. It's just not a good idea. It's not happening. Everything is already on the market. There's nothing new. There is no new anything. Okay, you need longevity. You need, like, time. And crypto trades 24/7, which makes it fair. And it trades free on the open free market. So here we go. We pumped 8x, dumped it back, reaccumulated, pumped another 2x, dumped it back another 50%, and now we're sitting here on the next monthly candle. And this is our trend line. Okay, trend lines are very easy to understand. On the bigger pattern, we just have a huge W pattern, and this is the line that you don't want. This is the line in the sand. But I got news for you, universe. Bitcoin is the thing everyone's watching, but if you actually go back in history and stare at the charts like the loser that I am and did, you see that Litecoin actually at times leads the race. In that, let's think about if Litecoin can even sell off from here. I believe the lowest it can go is like $111. I don't see it possibly going below that, and if it does, for a very small period of time. But if we are lucky enough to get an even bigger sale than we have right now, between 120 and 130 bucks. If it does go down there, you can put buy orders in on Coinbase. You know, the thing that might, help it go down there is the fact that Ethereum is garbage that already pumped 40%, and they're getting rid of it. Like, they're dumping it into you people buying it as the news perpetuates it over and over and over, and they just pound it in your head over and over and over. And you think, yeah, I can afford an Ethereum, I can't afford a Bitcoin. Okay, that thinking doesn't work. Do not think that way. You have to think in terms of proof of work, circulating supply, how much has been mined. 69 million of the 84 million Litecoins are already produced. They are already produced, and it's just like Bitcoin, it's just lagging by a couple years, and if you run the numbers on it, Litecoin, its intrinsic value should be probably up at like $500-600, and it's all the way down here at 148 bucks when everything is over speculated, overpriced. This is going to be where the people start deciding, and the people have all the power because we have all the people. It's like 1,000 to 1 ratio. We all have energy, we all have emotional energy, we all have the ability to think or destructively think, to remove indoctrination. What I'm trying to say is, there are only going to be 84 million Litecoins. There are only going to be 21 million Bitcoins. Every other currency, every other stock, everything else other than Bitcoin and Litecoin are infinite supplies, infinite manipulation, not in your hands, never your keys, never in your control. These are the things that Bitcoin spent 13 years already getting decentralized. Litecoin has spent 11 years getting decentralized. They escaped. They are the child in the jungle that survived. There's no other time frame. There's, if somehow some anonymous thing that snuck through if some other baby gets born in the jungle and survives, it would still have to go from baby stage to age 10. And when you convert it to trading years, since crypto trades 24/7, 7 days a week, as opposed to the 40 hours of the New York Stock Exchange, it's not 10 years, it's more like 40 years. So this child in the jungle has become a 40-year-old beast ready to make itself known in the world of children. So if that metaphor isn't landing, don't worry about it. I want to show you. I want to make this clear, because you can unravel this mystery for yourself that Bitcoin and Litecoin are the only decentralized products open to anyone globally to hold in their own hands and protect their self-sovereignty. Those are the only options. There are no other options. Those are the only two options. Everything else is just business theater, is all it is. It's who is my next gullible schmuck to buy the top of whatever I'm selling. Mike Novogratz. That's what he wants. He's invested in Solana. He has the opportunity to go on CNBC and get you people to buy Solana. It is a mistake. You're making a huge mistake, because not only will you not preserve your dollars, you're going to lose your dollars. And preservation of capital is the most vital, most important thing, period. So, let's say you have $1,000 you want to invest in crypto, which I really only hope you only have 10,000 to your entire name if that's all you're investing, because I don't know what you're going to do with dollars. I don't know what use case they have unless you use them while they're still usable. Over 500 fiat currencies have gone to zero. They all go to zero. They inevitably go to zero. If there's no argument with that. So Bitcoin and Litecoin are your safe haven saviors, and they aren't expensive because you can run the global numbers. Everyone must get in. Everyone must buy. Everyone must preserve their wealth. You can't fight the only two options that are here to help you. So we got Litecoin at $148 right now. I do not believe it will be going under $111, $110 at all. If you want to put buy orders in on Coinbase, you click limit order, the amount of money you want to put in at that price, and if that price hits, it will fill your order and you'll get your Litecoins. Once you get your Litecoins, you're going to want to put them on a hard wallet, a Trezor wallet, so you have them in your own hands, and the exchange can't take them, the government can't take them, nobody can take them. You will get to hold them. And once you see that whatever amount you invested goes up significantly, 10x, 20x, you know, your 1,000 becomes 20,000, then you can sell some of your Litecoins to reaccumulate later. You have to play the same game they're playing. You're playing it with a lesser amount of money. That does not make you dumber. It does not make you less intelligent. It does not mean you can't participate and play the game. It just means you're playing with a smaller stack. It's all a casino except for Bitcoin and Litecoin. This is where money will go to be held in your hands. So everyone plays in the casino. Everyone shills the casino crap. And the frustrating part is there's receiving minds out there that think I'm shilling it. I'm not shilling it. I'm sharing it only with my network of people. I care about my people. I don't know if they care about me. Doesn't much matter. They helped form me. They helped form my brain. I'm grateful for all of them. I have information I want to share. This is what I want to share. This is the opportunity. If you have questions, get the questions answered. You need a peaceful mind so you can enjoy life, so your kids can enjoy your life, so everybody can just enjoy fucking life and stop playing in the casino, which is nothing more than a merry-go-round. It's just a circus merry-go-round. Get your wealth preserved so when you are participating in the circus merry-go-round, you can do it less stressed and it can be a little bit more fun for you. And the opportunity, you did not miss out. You did not miss out. You did not miss out on Bitcoin. You did not miss out on Litecoin. Luckily, all this other crap that's being a total distraction is keeping these prices suppressed, but the dust in people's heads will settle. The real, true narrative will come out. There'll be no escaping it. And this will be like, you'll look back on this and be like, obviously, obviously, and then you'll hate yourself because you didn't make any moves, you didn't do the action required, and you'll hate yourself for it. But that's where the power lies. If you hate yourself, you're killing the indoctrination, which is fine, and you're rebuilding a better self, one that's not going to be so gullible. Anyways, not to poke at egos, but this is what money does. It pokes at egos, and people just want to avoid it, and they don't want to stress about it. But this is how it becomes unstressful, is learning as much as you can about it and becoming okay with it. Death in our minds becomes stressful until we learn about it and become okay with it. And you never really will become okay with it, because it's just, why would you? So let me just, I can't explain how great this looks as an opportunity, but I'm going to try to explain it to people that maybe never looked at a chart before or anything, because what I can do is quickly compare it to the other charts. We can see what Bitcoin did, we can understand that Litecoin is the same thing as Bitcoin, and we can understand that there are no other coins like Bitcoin or Litecoin, and which means there is no 10-year history, which means there is no overthinking this. You have to get simple. You have to understand that Bitcoin and Litecoin are the only two things that can't be altered. The only thing that can kill Litecoin is the price not being sustained, and the miners would shut down. And we're actually near that price, which shouldn't be a scary thing. That should be an exciting thing, because the network will keep going just like Bitcoin kept going. Everyone was worried it would fail. Everyone was worried the price couldn't keep up with the mining. It did, and then it outperformed it drastically, and now everyone's on board. But Litecoin is the same exact thing. And much like Satoshi, the guy that started Litecoin, Charlie Lee, he removed himself at the top, at the $400 level, whatever, and told everybody, and he removed himself because he knew that this thing would still live on. So everyone got really pissed off because he sold his bags into people, which is what every other person does, but they don't admit to it. He actually admitted to it the day he did it. He said, I sold off, and that's what that big wick is, from $420 down. Him selling his bags of coins, which is a good thing because now it gets distributed to the people, which is what, much like Bitcoin, you want a lot of distribution to a wide audience, as many people as possible. You want the network to get distributed over time as much as possible, which means the founder getting out, Charlie Lee, which is actually not what Satoshi did, because Satoshi could be alive and he still could dump his 8% of Bitcoins and completely crash the price. Not likely. If he's even alive, it doesn't matter. But now we know the structure of Litecoin, and that the founder removed himself and he removed his coins. Did he reaccumulate? Maybe. Who knows? Does it much matter? No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter, because I don't even know if he did. It doesn't matter. What matters is what's going to happen after looking into the past. If you can simplify your mind to Bitcoin and Litecoin for the facts that it can't be altered, the code, the mining, the nodes, they all run congruently, synchronized. Everything has to be immutable. And with every other project, it's not immutable. Ethereum, not immutable, constantly changing the code, constantly changing the narrative, which is really annoying. That it's disgusting to watch these scams get pushed and watch these scams annihilate everyone's wealth. It is disgusting, disgusting, disgusting. If you want to focus on a scam and make money off a scam, by all means do it. Don't be stupid. Don't lose money on the scams. Preserve your wealth in Bitcoin and Litecoin. Litecoin is the opportunity. This is going to be I don't see any better opportunity in the history, in all history. I mean, without using hindsight. You can't just say, oh, obviously buy many Bitcoins as you can at $1. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about in projection to the future. We have math on our side, we have decentralization on our side, there's groups of developers making things happen on something that is really just a store of value anyway, which is great. I don't want to move my Bitcoins around. I'd much prefer to move my Litecoins around. I'd much prefer to make a lot of money off of Litecoin instead of holding it in Bitcoin right now. Not all of it, just a small portion of my Bitcoin into Litecoin. 10, 20%. I'm very, 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 very confident in this outperforming Bitcoin, which is all that matters, because Bitcoin outperforms everything. So if something's going to outperform Bitcoin and it's mathematically there to see and understand, it deserves your time and energy in looking at it. So these are the monthly candles. We have Inception. This is on Coinbase. Coinbase didn't get Litecoin in 2011 when it was implemented. They started trading it on Coinbase in 2016. I remember actually seeing it in Mexico for $4, and then it went all the way to $420, and then all the way back down to $30. It formed a very nice bottom at $30, and from there it pumped straight back up to $420, back down to $100, back up to $300, and now we're sitting at $146. There's buyers. I mean, it's obvious to see there's buyers. It's obvious to see this crypto marketing schemes, crypto.com, investing $500 billion in whatever scams they're going to run. They're all going to steal everyone's wealth because people are gullible, people are indoctrinated, people don't know how to deprogram their minds from indoctrination, so they will just stare at the television and do what the television tells them to do. To think on your own, you'd have to destroy the way that you think, because you're just regurgitating, copy and pasting the shit you hear. I don't do that. I destroy. There's a constant fire in my head I can't get rid of, and it's just destruction. So I don't think, because the second I have a thought, it's destroyed and the next one's coming in. And it's all calculating and working in this amazing way that nobody understands, and the only word you can put on any of this stuff in life is magic. It's just too big and too magical, too dreamlike to reduce it to the levels that were indoctrinated to us. So what we can see is Litecoin likes to pump and dump, but Bitcoin likes to pump and dump, and everything likes to pump and dump. But what stuff will survive over the long term? What stuff has longevity? Bitcoin and Litecoin are the originals. Bitcoin and Litecoin are the proof of work. We know the history, we know the math, we know where this is going. It's not getting talked about. There's a reason that CNBC comes on and replaces Litecoin with Solana. Like, this is right in front of your face. There it is at 1:26. He's saying, let's see let's play it. At 111, let's see here.
Certainly. Listen, part of the crypto story was free money, certainly the Bitcoin story. And so it will certainly weigh on it some. You've got to pair that with an amazing adoption cycle. I mean, Visa's now signed up 60 crypto merchants to allow crypto payments at, to their 80 million different, merchants that use them. So you're seeing this adoption cycle in such an accelerating way. There's been $30 billion of venture money coming in. And so I think that those two things are going to balance each other out. And I think most likely the Fed goes slow. If you trust what the Fed is saying, right, it's 2% over 2.5 years. That's not tight monetary policy, right? If I was the Fed governor, I think I'd be 2% right now. And so if we go with what they're telling us, it's still very loose conditions, and I think assets can still do fine.
Mike, can you see that board? Are there changes you would make? We had my Twitter feed exploded. It always does when we talk about certain things.
I would. It's strange to me that Litecoin shows up on anyone's it's not something that people are engaged in. It's not a technology.
What should be on there? What
Solana, Terra Luna. Those are the cryptos that are getting the interest from the community that's building. And what we look at is who's building on things, where's the innovation, where's the development. And so I'd have Solana and Luna up there.
You can read.
So I'm a poker player and I can read people. People glitch. People make mistakes and they glitch. You can see Mike Novogratz glitching as he knows exactly what he's doing. He's getting you to buy his bags of Solana so he can buy Litecoin. He's getting Litecoin off of your mind forever. And now Solana is going to be in your head. Dogecoin, XRP. Look at that. All of them riding the coattails of Bitcoin. All of them scamming the coattails of Bitcoin. All of the people running these scams are moving their money into Bitcoin and Litecoin. I can promise you this. I can assure you of this. Bitcoin and Litecoin are where the money's going after the scam gets run. And these scams are lasting years and years and years because Bitcoin's powerful and people are connecting the scams with Bitcoin and Litecoin. And they shouldn't be. Because that's how you lose huge amounts of money, and that's how you resent crypto, and that's how you resent Bitcoin, and you could have just gained the knowledge. But what happens with CNBC is, their entire business model is to get you to buy tops, to get you to pump, and then just continuously buy into their bags, and then they put their money in a bottom, and then they promote that thing. It should not be confusing that is what's happening. That's the entire history of CNBC. Please stop doing that. If you're doing that, you have to dig deeper. You have to pay more attention and really research what sets Bitcoin and Litecoin apart. I wrote a paper. It's on Harrisburg Golf Simulator. That is a lot. The Bitcoin standard, read that 100 times until you grasp it. Okay, this is immutable code, immutable technology. It's not going anywhere. It is where the money's going to exit. I know I sound like a broken record, but this is the only way people receive information, is if you tell it in a fairy tale way or a clever way. That's not what I'm trying to do. I am trying to get you to do the work on your own, because what happens is you invest in something that you only know a little bit about and you get uncomfortable. Knowledge crushes fear, knowledge crushes discomfort, intelligence crushes all of these things. And the brutality of all of that is none of it is ever going to be true, because it's a movement. It's always evolving, always changing. We are the ones building this reality, and we can actually build a reality now because we can all have self-sovereign money, whereas we don't have to fall for just people are inferiors on television. They're not smarter than us. They're not better than us. They just have more capital than us, and they have the means to indoctrinate the people, and they have the means necessary with all the charting. This is your only protective mechanism against artificial intelligence, because they're using artificial intelligence against you to understand exactly who you are, to make who you are, to get you to click everything they want you to click, to get you to be their Muppets. Don't be their Muppets. Destroy indoctrination and learn. Gain some intelligence, gain some understanding. They want you to buy Solana, XRP, Dogecoin, Ethereum. They want you to buy all that crap right now so they can buy Bitcoin and Litecoin as they're selling those pieces of shit to you. That's what's happening. So you can either join their party, which, yes, it's evil, but Bitcoin doesn't have feelings. It doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care about your morality. It doesn't matter. It's much like truth. It doesn't care about you. Like, it's neutral in nature. You're the thing that gives emotion. You're the thing that gives heart, and you're the thing that gives meaning. And yes, it's all made up. I don't know why that's so rocket science for people, but I'm an asshole for saying it, is the only feedback I'm getting. Which is fine, because I hate playing the role of asshole, so let's just try that. Let's do Litecoin. Just take everything from the Corona dip, compare all assets from the Corona dip. You don't even need to worry about anything prior to the Corona dip. So March 2020, Corona dip, here we go. Litecoin wicked down, but we'll take the candle body bottom here. We have a bottom at $40. That was the bottom in July 2017 when I was telling everyone in the world to buy it then, and then it went up a 10x from there. It did it again, went up another 10x. It did the exact same thing. It formed this amazing W pattern, this giant cup and handle. It's just bull. It's as bullish can be, okay? Everyone's watching Bitcoin, but the fact is Litecoin can't sell off, which means Bitcoin really can't sell off either. So there you go. You're in a great spot. I mean, this is like catching bottoms. It's a big deal. It's how money gets made. It's how the most money gets made. It's how money compounds. You don't want to be buying when everyone's buying. It's insane, you know, unless you're doing it for a day or a week or a month. But if you're doing it long term, I'm talking about getting your positions in crypto. If you have no investment in crypto, yesterday is always the best day to get in, but we happen to be at a very crucial stage here where Litecoin just really can't go down. I don't see how. So we have the relative strength index. This is on the monthly, going up very nicely. The weekly is very impressive, higher strengths. So we're up here getting to complete bullish control zone of the RSI above 50, which is amazing that that's happening. We can look on the daily, and we can see that we're getting higher levels as of late, which is great. But this is the chart that should blow your mind. Alright. This is Litecoin to Bitcoin chart. We will do weekly candles. And this is the longevity of since it's been on Coinbase. I mean, and then we'll run some numbers here. So if you are a player in the crypto space, and a good player, which means you do play altcoins and you do move your Bitcoin into altcoins at the right time, back into Bitcoin at the right time, into cash at the right time, if you're constantly washing this laundry of money, you can see how Litecoin is a very nice exit out of Bitcoin at specific times in history. Well, when long patterns from 2013 all the way to 2022 play out, and we can comfortably assess that Litecoin's not going to get destroyed. We just bought 4 miners for $2,000 a piece to mine Litecoin, because miners are correlated with the price of the asset, and Litecoin miners, and this is another option you have, is you buy a miner, plug it into the wall, and it will print you money with the electricity. So you pay for the electricity and it will print you Litecoin, and there's only 15 million more Litecoin out of the 84 million left to be mined. But once Litecoin's price starts pumping, those miners will cost more and more money. But the fact is this, say Litecoin's price goes to $1,000, and with 4 miners you can mine about a Litecoin a week. Well, there you go. There's $1,000 a week with 4 miners. You only invested $8,000 in 8 weeks. You have it paid off, and you're just printing money, literally printing money, just like the Federal Reserve has been doing to us, devaluing our lives and our savings. Now you get to plug it into the wall, and you get to devalue their lives and their savings, because big money cannot buy Bitcoin, big money cannot buy Litecoin without the price going up drastically. So you get to front run the dummies. They're the new dummies, because they're so busy running their scams and being distracted that maybe they're not exiting into Bitcoin correctly. The majority of people are failing to understand the knowledge, because what the knowledge does, it will destroy your mind and history and ego, because this is new world territory. This is new times. A lot of fun. So anyways, we can assess that Litecoin must make a decision. We can assess from the price chart we were just watching that it's in straight accumulation. It looks amazing. Just because it's down here in these scary territories, that's when people just want to sit on the sideline, but that is actually when you want to start accumulating. That's how crypto works. That's how you're going to be most comfortable on the ride up. Because let's say it goes from $150 today to $200 in 3 days. Well, now you buy $200, now it pulls back to a $160. Well, now you're underwater 20% and you're frustrated and you don't know what to do. But if you get in at this level, it's going to be that much easier to hold it. But you're on a 3 to 9 month plan with Litecoin, in my opinion, and I honestly think you're safe holding it forever if you're starting to get in literally at these levels. If you're getting your holding position at these levels, you probably never need to sell Litecoin. I mean, sell a portion or whatever, but it's not going to be coming back. Like, the new bottom will probably be like 1,000 in the future after this thing goes. I think it'll go to like $4,000 more, probably more. It's going to follow the Ethereum chart. Last time Litecoin pumped before Ethereum. This time Ethereum pumped before Litecoin. The reason Litecoin's pumping after Ethereum is you run the scam, then you exit it into the safe haven asset. That's what they're going to do to you. That's what they're not talking about. They don't do that. They don't talk about that because they don't care about you. They've never cared about you. They just want you buying their bags. They're already in the game. They've been playing the game for years. They want you buying their bags. I don't want you buying my bags. I'm seeing this chart. I've ignored Litecoin for years. I'm glad I did, because it has not performed well, but nothing's changed with it. I'm actually I'm running my thinking process, which is totally destructive, on how this thing can fail, and I see it exactly like Bitcoin. You can risk a lot less money and make a lot more returns because of the chart we're looking at now. This is Litecoin with Bitcoin as the denominator. If we take it from here, what it says over here on the left, 0.003312, that's how much Bitcoin it takes to buy a Litecoin. Let's say theoretically, and here's the other thing, like when you're talking about a market, when you're talking about whatever, Litecoin was never marketed this whole crypto run. Why wasn't it marketed? Because it's been accumulated by the people that are aware that it's identical to Bitcoin, and nobody's paying to do it. Nobody paid for Bitcoin to get to $69,000. Nobody. There was no marketing for that. It's an intelligence that gets accrued the more and more hours you spend learning. And the hard part isn't learning what it is. It's all very, very simple. It's what it does to the indoctrination of the old ways with money. But if we take it here from the bottom, and let's just assume it's going to pump just halfway to where it did before. Well, there we go. That's a 700% return. So say Bitcoin goes from 50,000 to 200,000. Litecoin will probably go from 150 to 600, and then times that by another 7x. So 7 times 6, that's around $4,000. So where Bitcoin will only make you, and I say only, but welcome to crypto, because dollars don't matter, and I don't know why people aren't grasping this, because it's visible in all of the metrics and all of the data and all of the charting. Okay, it's not, we're not in Westworld. We left Westworld and we're coming back to Westworld to tell you, people still living in Westworld, that stop being a host and get some freedom, get some improv, get some thinking, get some self-destruction, and start understanding what's happening here. So if Bitcoin goes from 50,000 to 200,000, Litecoin is likely to go from 150 to 4,000, so your returns will be insanely higher, 7x higher, but it's actually 7 times the 4x that Bitcoin went up, so it's going to be like 25 times better returns in Bitcoin. And that's why I'm super excited. And I just, price is price, and 69 million of these 84 million Litecoins have been mined. It's 2 years behind Bitcoin, and it's lagging in price insanely, drastically. It will not stay that way. It just won't. You can't. There's no attack on Litecoin. Okay, there isn't. It's like Bitcoin. It's building its immutability. Okay, like there's no doubt or skepticism. The fact is, everybody's wrapped up in other stuff. They're distracted, and I'm not distracted. I'm paying attention, and I want to share that, because I really do give a shit. I do. I don't want people to lose their money or lose their wealth because a bunch of sociopaths are on television. I don't want that. I will talk with anybody that wants to talk. For free. Okay, I know it's unheard of. I know it's totally unheard of, and everybody feels like they should be constantly paying to get scammed. I don't want to scam you. I want to unscam you. Yes. Buy Litecoin on Coinbase Pro, not Coinbase. Don't buy anything on Coinbase. They charge you insane fees. They're ripping you off. Pro.coinbase is where you want to get your money into, to buy the Litecoin, move those Litecoins to a hard wallet, get them in your hands, get them protected, and hold, and let everyone else be everyone else. This is going to give you a much, it's going to give you a lot of freedom. And if price goes down, you have to understand, price going down for Bitcoin is a blessing. Price going down for Litecoin is a blessing. These are blessings. These are not bad things. Even if you have some money in Bitcoin, even if you have some money in Litecoin, it's a blessing if it goes down, because you get some more. Just get some more. Don't think about it. Don't overthink it. If there's any questions, private message me, email Harrisburg Golf Simulator. I'll respond. I'll take care of it. I'm really excited. This is just the best chart I've ever seen in all my years of watching, and it's really cool. And for just another vantage point, I'll put it in the comments, the video of, just have to understand, like, this is where the people rise up. The people just outnumber the non-people, okay? And what I'm saying is, the people that will lose their indoctrination will outweigh the people that are still fighting to hold their indoctrination. And when that seesaw starts tipping, Litecoin and Bitcoin are where you're going to see the results of that revolution, that mind paradigm revolution. It's individually happening. And the more wrapped up in the theater you are, the more on television you are. Like, this is why Bible reads meek inherit the earth, is because the ones that are paying attention and looking through the looking glass and getting as honest as they can, they're preserving their money in Bitcoin and Litecoin. They see the metaphors involved with money. They see that it's an illusion. They see these things. These things aren't arguments. Okay? The dust will settle in your head. The chaos will settle in your head. Act. You have to act when it's time to act. It is time to act. It's time to start accumulating Litecoin and Bitcoin. But obviously, preserve your wealth, or preserve your money. You have to pay your bills. You have to pay for you have to plan. Do the planning. Think independently. Don't blame other people. Don't blame me. Don't blame anybody. Okay? I would feel like a bigger asshole not sharing this information. I could just not share it. I could just do it all on my own. But sharing it, it puts what at risk? What? Your reputation? People sit on the couch, they do nothing, and they criticize. And those people think they're protected. Those people aren't protected because they're not doing anything new. They're not experiencing anything new. They're just criticizing the people that are daring enough to do things and say things. Those people do not matter. Those people will judge you, and they will not go away, and those people do not matter. And couch critics, they turn into a lullaby because you just become so much more progressed from experience. They just don't matter at all. And the fact is, they're going to lose whatever money they have because they're unwilling to pay attention. They're unwilling to open their eyes and get honest. And nobody cares about couch critics. I don't care. I don't care. They just don't matter. There's always going to be an inverse to whatever's being said. So let me just inverse Bitcoin and Litecoin, okay? I am not some obsessed crypto human. I don't care. I truly, truly don't care. I hate money. I hate the concept of it. I hate what it does to people. I just hate it. I hate everything it has done to us. Everything it's done with family. Everything it's done with friends. The obsession. There is no teamwork in this universe because people are so obsessed with the competition. What they did, what the indoctrination does, is it makes you compete against people you could be working with. Think about that. Think how stupid that is, and think about how you've been doing it your whole life, and I've been doing it my whole life. And when you compete against people playing poker, the website takes money, somebody loses money, there is no universal growth. There is no universe. It's a segregated, non-existent mindset of sociopathy. It doesn't even exist. You can do away with it. We all have it. We all fell for it. We all played the game. I don't do that stuff anymore. When I play poker, I vacuum seal the hands. I understand that any money I make playing poker, I'm just going to be paying it forward. I don't care about money. I don't care about material shit. I don't care about money. I don't even want it. I'd rather just other people deal with it, but I can't help that I see the patterns. So get involved. Like, I don't need money because I only have to take care of myself, but people have, family they got to take care of. Please take care of your family by, looking at the patterns, Man, oh man. So, yes, I think Litecoin is going to explode. I think it's been in nothing but accumulation, just like Bitcoin was in nothing but accumulation from $200 to $20,000, and then now we have institutions. Yes, I understand. Grayscale bought up the Bitcoins. They're not selling them, they just haven't bought new ones. MicroStrategy's buying up the Bitcoins. He's still buying more Bitcoins. Other companies will get in because It's too painful to watch the people decide to buy it and push this price up when they could have bought it lower. They're all buying it, they're all getting in, and they're all spreading FUD to get you to sell. It's depressing. I really wish y'all don't do that. Don't fall for the narrative. Down is good in Bitcoin, down is good in Litecoin, because math will protect you, decentralization will protect you, the network is designed to protect you and everyone else involved. That's what makes it so amazing, and that's what gives us some unity with money. And everything is on an open ledger and visible, so there is no behind the doors nonsense. This is a heaven on earth opportunity, not just to make a bunch of money, but just the fact that we can have something sound we can all work with that matters so much. Because what happened was, we all, and I say we, but my family, generations, all of our families, slave worked essentially 40 hours a week, 5 days a week, to watch their wealth get stolen through inflation, through taxation. It's depressing. It is reality. It is happening. There's an opportunity. Call it God. Call it a simulation. Call it whatever the hell you want. It doesn't matter what you call it. The only thing that matters is the actions you take. So you either take action or you don't take action. And if you don't take action, at least pay attention and learn and watch. That only costs you time. And all these other scams, all these other companies, they want your time. I don't want your time. I don't want your time at all. I don't want to talk about this stuff. It doesn't need talked about. Research it yourself. Pay attention. Once you get a comfortable understanding, you understand that dollar cost average, hold, dollar cost average, hold, dollar cost average, hold. That's all you need to do. Ignore the ups and downs and the volatility. When you do get nice returns, sell some off, invest it somewhere else, buy something, just transfer it to your kids, whatever. Don't do huge gambling errors. Please, just stay patient. It's all there to protect you. It's all there to enhance your life. That's why Bitcoin and Litecoin are there. They're going to make your life better if you just stop fighting them. They're not bad things. These are really, really good things, because the big money cannot enter without price going up, and the big money has to enter. That is the narrative. I'm sorry it's that simple. I'm sorry it's that boring. I'm sorry it doesn't make you laugh or make you cry. I'm sorry it makes you feel nothing, because it probably does. But that's good. That nothing feeling is the neutrality we need to stop the drama, calm the fuck down, and enjoy life before we work it away. Or we, and there's work and there's work. There's work theater, which is basically all politics, government. It's just theater. What can we convince them of next? And they've run out of shit to convince us of. So the narratives have gotten so out of hand, so non-believable. Nobody cares anymore. It's all fragmenting. The people are fragmenting. They're learning to think destructively on their own and destroy the indoctrination. It's that simple. America's awesome in that we keep pushing forward. That's what makes us awesome. We don't stop. Like, there's no stopping us. We just continuously push the limits on everything. It's great. Okay, so to sum this up, I don't see Litecoin going under $111. You can put limit orders in on Coinbase down to $111. I'm not saying it's going there. It may never go under 150 again, 140, whatever. It may never. But if you have an amount of money, a percentage of your wealth that you want to put in Bitcoin and Litecoin, I would not advise putting it in Litecoin over Bitcoin ever, except for this particular moment in time, because Litecoin has been overlooked. It has not been talked about. It's just been accumulated by people that know what's happening. It's that simple. So this is the rare point in time where I would advise people Litecoin over Bitcoin. But obviously the higher percentage always in Bitcoin. That's your base, that's your foundation, that's your self-sovereignty, period. Litecoin, same thing as Bitcoin. People's minds have not caught up yet, though. So you're betting on their minds catching up, which is actually a big bet, because people are very lazy, people are very stupid, and it takes them longer than you ever think it takes them. So when you look in terms of market cap, Bitcoin is $1 trillion market cap, and you can actually look at market cap as a real thing in Bitcoin and Litecoin, because there's an actual limited circulating supply that will never change. So the money that's in there is the actual money that's in there. We got $1 trillion in the Bitcoin, and we got only 12 billion in Litecoin, and Litecoin's only lagging by 3 years. So think about that. Really think about that. Think about how overlooked it's been, and think about the potential and just the way that it trades. It trades congruent with Bitcoin, but it outperforms it at times jaw-droppingly drastically, and I believe that time is now. And there would be nothing more amazing than starting the year out with something that you're comfortable and confident in doing, and just accumulate some Litecoin, because with the 84 million to the 21 million, it's a 4-to-1 ratio. So buying one Litecoin, you can, in your head, you can understand that that's like buying 4 Litecoin is like buying 1 Bitcoin. And you look at the price, the disparage, the diversion from that in price, we can see that, I mean, basically you can figure out just whatever, call Bitcoin, what's it at, 47,000, just divide it by 4, there you go. And now you also have to delete the longevity, because Litecoin is 3 years older, so it's about a halving behind. So you would have to also do the metrics on that. But the easiest way to do it would be to just look at Bitcoin, look at it 3 years ago, and the price, whatever, 3 years ago, 20. It just call it $8,000 was about the average. That's where all the action was taking place. 40,000 is the new 8,000, by the way. That's where all the action is taking place. Will there be action below 40,000? Probably not this time, but maybe it might play out the same. I don't think we moved up enough, and I think it's just there's too much money. There's too much. It's all the hype. It's all the buzz. I mean, I don't really see how this doesn't play out, because, like I said, Bitcoin and Litecoin are the actual metrics, and both of them are lagging. Litecoin's obviously lagging insanely in comparison. But we'll say 8,000. So you take that, you divide it by 4. 8,000 is 2,000. Litecoin's price, in mathematic terms, understanding it's identical to Bitcoin, should be around $2,000 right now, and it's at $150. The math isn't adding up, but what is adding up is Novogratz and these sociopaths coming on television telling you to buy stuff that is just dead money, and removing the stuff that you should be buying. They literally took Litecoin off the screen. You know why? To punish the people that watch CNBC, because that is the indoctrination, and you are indoctrinating yourself watching that shit. And if you're watching that shit, get a clue. Get a fucking clue. Think about what you're doing. Think about what they're doing to you, and think about you getting indoctrinated from that CNBC shit and what that's doing to the people around you. Get out of that scene. Get out of that scene. Start talking to the people around you. Start investigating deeper and deeper on the internet. Use the resources. You know, don't stop caring about people that don't care about you. Not only don't they care about you, they want you to be poor. They want to take your money. They want to compete. They're sociopaths. They don't think universally. Bitcoin and Litecoin are universal money, period. That's it, period. Like, I have to stamp this at some point, but man, oh man, how do you fight through all these years of indoctrination? I cannot get my message to people, and it's just hurting me, because no one can talk casually. Everything has to be some charade or some show. I can put on a show. I can do all of my friends and all, like, I can do whatever personality. I have access to my mind. By deleting the indoctrination, I gained access to whatever. I don't want to come off as a bullshitter. I want to come off as somebody that gives a shit, because I'm so ill from all the bullshit. So please do not buy Solana. Do not buy XRP. Do not buy Ethereum. Do not listen to scammers. Ever stop listening to scammers. Stop it. If they're not talking about Bitcoin, if they're not talking about Litecoin, they want your money, they want your time, they want your shit. Enough. Don't do that. 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 This isn't speculation. This is math. This is reality. Enough is enough. I'm so ill from being right. I hate being right. I don't like being right because it's boring. It's boring, and then it makes everyone else wrong. And I don't want everyone else to be wrong, because we got it. We got it in our fingertips. They can't buy it. I'm going to just sum it up quick. They can't buy it without the price going up. They must buy it, because it is the only decentralized, completely finite supply, infinitely divisible thing there is. It's the only scarce asset in all of human history. Yes, 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 yes. Please, please, please. Bitcoin and Litecoin, everything else, understand the theater behind it. Start pulling back the curtains and pulling back the veils. You allowed those veils into your head to get in there, and you allowed them to get regurgitated and copy and pasted to the people around you, but think about the people around you then too, you know? Is it time they start thinking a little bit better, thinking harder, thinking deeper? Enough is enough with the theft. I cannot constantly watch the theft. This is the Robin Hood. I like the Robin Hood. So please, please understand the wealth is in your mind. It is not anywhere else. It is, nobody is here to save you. Nobody is here to help you. It is your own mind. It is your own thinking. It is your own understanding. If you have an energetic reaction to something I say, something anyone else says, think about the reaction and stop reinforcing the reaction. Make sure that reaction has enough merit to be reacting so hysterically over nothingness, because that's what it all is. And Bitcoin and Litecoin are amazing in comparison to the other options. But Bitcoin and Litecoin are nothingness, just like all of it. They go back in the box when you go back in the box. The only thing that matters is your mind and your head and your understanding and your ability to communicate and your opening up imagination and the dream works that your mind wants to give you. That's it. So please, please accumulate Litecoin and Bitcoin, and come kill me if it seriously kills you. I don't care. I just can't not share the fucking message. It's like beating a dead horse, because I'm literally talking to a computer screen, and every receiving mind receiving my words right now are all going to receive it differently. And everyone will have an ego reaction, and they will judge, and they will hate, and they will couch critic. But the dust will settle, and I'm on your team. I'm in your universe, you're in my universe. There is no argument. There is no argument. The only argument that takes place is, how does anything compare to Bitcoin and Litecoin? And they don't. So when it comes to consumer spending, because that's what Bitcoin and Litecoin are, you're spending your paper money that people still believe in on something that will be a little bit more believable, you know? It was a great show with the gold and the Hamiltons. I won't make fun of history and life too much, but my God, people, let it go. Just let it go. Start worrying about the things. Get your priorities checked. That's it. Just check your priorities. I don't care if your priority is something destructive. Do it. It's your priority. That's what freedom is. It doesn't have to be all rainbows and sunshine. Some people are going to be programmed to kill other people. You can't do anything about that. That's their priority. Some people are going to be programmed to save the world or share whatever. That's their priority. Just worry about your own priorities. And for the love of God, get Bitcoin, get Litecoin. I'm tired of feeling tired of beating a dead horse, talking to a computer screen, typing to a computer screen, for people that show no gratitude for any effort. Any effort. Like, I do nothing but give effort by destroying myself to see the patterns. The patterns are here. Please, please. I only talk to my network of people. I don't talk to the rest of the world. I'm a good person trying to share and help you protect your money. I don't have ulterior motives. I'm not nuts. I don't even have much Bitcoin. Like, I am a fuck up. I have fucked up. You know? Like, I screw up. I spent most of my life as a degenerate gambler. Like, it's hard to get healthy when you're in such a destructive pattern. What I'm saying is, you're not alone. Everyone is in a self-destructive pattern. The ones that admit it will get out of it before the ones that don't admit it. Self-destruction, you're only destroying the indoctrination, and you're going to be amazed at how deep freedom goes, and you're not going to be a couch critic anymore. You're going to let people do what they do and understand the thing that does happen is the only thing that could have happened, therefore the thing that should happen. Now make your mind work around it. Good luck. One love. And you're all fucking toy soldiers.